I would recommend that to anyone. Listen, there are two types of musicians in the world. There are people who are, who are very learned, and they are very prone to really focus and do what they want to do. And that person will only get but so good because, I'm just being honest with you, they only get but so good because they don't necessarily have a slice of that spark or, that divine fire. And they're not as curious. Like, you'll meet people who play in the Philharmonic, but they can't really write music. They're really good because they practice. And if you do practice, you can get better. But then there's another type of a musician who may not necessarily be skilled in the very beginning, but they have that curiosity. And that curiosity you chase to learn more and more tricks, to learn more and more chords, to learn more and more about playing and more about sight reading, and also more about improvisation. And there are two different people. I can't say who's necessarily better, because there's some people who are just great players, but they just can't write worth shit. Mm-hmm. And then there are people, but listen, those people you need because they are incredible players. Mm-hmm. And there are producers that are like that, and you can't judge them because they may not have that spark, but they care so much and they work so much harder than the guy with the fire that they actually end up faring better because they want it so bad. And then there are people who, like I said, have that spark that, and they may not be able to read music, they may not be able to tell you what chord it's in, what key it's in, but they just have that thing where they just go in and chase those chords until they find it. And I would say those people are the naturals, but you can be a natural all you want. You're gonna need some training. And what training does is, your teacher's not gonna come to you and say, oh, you wanna play hip hop? Okay, cool, so today you're gonna learn H to the Izzo. He's not gonna do that. Because he's a music teacher, he's going to teach you classical pieces, and those things will, expand your horizon in terms of your taste and give you exposure to things that you otherwise would not go looking for. And I have to say, some of us that have been classically trained in music, that's what's given us this. Wind after wind after wind after wind, is because it was painful for me because I didn't want to play that at all. I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to be anywhere near it. It was please, I don't want to do it. But I'm so thankful that my teacher made me take that training because it taught me so much. I would not have been able to score the Despicable Me thing without any kind of training, because I would have just gone on there and just everything would have sounded like boom, 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 But instead, I was able to, be, eclectic, in my approach, and just come from many different directions. So yes, I would totally, everybody in here, half of you probably are way more skilled than I could ever be, but I would say keep doing it because it is going to pay off in the end. It allows you a ticket into places that your other colleagues can't go.